I mean, there's only 7 weeks to go, so I really want to, cherish them.
I'm seeing dinner.
Chops, briskets.
Head cheese.
Everybody knows that it's hard working with Joyce.
It's beautiful.
My biggest hope would be just to get through the next 8 weeks in one piece.
Sometimes I just want to, grab her skinny little neck and just shoot the shit out of her.
It's good quiche.
Do you think Allison's put on weight?
I wonder what they're saying behind my back.
How can you not be scared shitless?
This is your time to shine. You're gonna be just fine. It's your time, and I look how far you come. Open your eyes. This is your time tonight. It turned out all right. You don't have to fight tonight. Look how far you come. Open your eyes. Look how far you come. Open your eyes.
Previously on Chef School.
Why did you present the sauce and the stir fry separate?
My dish is horrible.
Her fish is greasy, it's slimy.
Now it's just a matter of judging how horrible it is.
It's disgusting.
He failed me.
I have never done this badly in any exam.
Fuck that.
It's been a great 8 weeks. Thank you.
Cheers.
The holidays were excellent. Just a much-needed break. I mean, it just put everything in perspective.
I have spent the 3 days before coming back here lying awake every night in bed, kind of nervous.
I'm really, really lucky to be here.
So how were your holidays?
They were super excellent. I love traveling.
I really feel like people are happy to see me back.
Did you come back here at all?
No, not at all.
Same.
Didn't think of this place at all.
I mean, there's only 7 weeks to go, so I really want to, cherish them.
Really? I worried about it. I was like, oh God, another 2 months.
This is no ordinary chef school, and these are not ordinary chef school students that I'm with.
I can't stop. I can't stop now that I've started.
8 more weeks. Wow.
Right now is the time in my life I realized that it has to be hard right now if I want to succeed.
My biggest hope would be just to get through the next 8 weeks in one piece.
Joyce doesn't seem to get along with most people that she works with.
Joyce is very naggy.
I went to school for nutrition, and it didn't really get me.
She second guesses everything you do constantly.
And then I moved forward to accounting, and that really didn't get me.
I noticed Joyce tends to get down on things pretty easy.
So I've been looking to get got.
Sometimes I just want to, grab her skinny little neck and just shoot the shit out of her.
Everybody knows that it's hard working with Joyce.
I don't know. I don't feel so sure of myself in the kitchen yet.
She just always questions what she's doing.
I think my big struggle here is that I'm not really a tough person.
I could tell her everything I've learned from working in the kitchen, and she'd still have to experience it herself.
Maybe I'm a bit of a pushover.
I hope she's doing the right thing, in her career.
I don't know, I can't convince other people that I know what I'm doing.
Jim and Eleanor have invited us to the church restaurant today.
I'm not too sure what's going to be going on, what's going to be happening.
We're pretty sure it's going to be some kind of a tasting of some sort. We've been having a lot of those. And there's been rumors of a champagne tasting, so everyone's really excited. So we walk down the stairs, and I see this side of a pig laying out on the table.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
And he's gorgeous.
Today we walked down in the Church Street restaurant, and there was a giant pig laying on the table.
It's very exciting.
I'm seeing dinner. Lots of dinners.
Chops, briskets,
Head cheese,
hock,
bacon,
bloody fucking pork roast,
ham.
pork tenderloin.
It's beautiful.
It's our pleasure to welcome Ryan Donovan, who is a graduate of the Stratford Chef School.
Not only is he a chef, but he's now a butcher. So I think I'll just, I'll leave it to him.
We're gonna get to see this man take this pig apart bit by bit.
The idea here today is to take this pig into what we call retail cuts. Maybe some of you will leave here today with the capacity to be able to take down a pig in your own restaurant one day, which would be ideal.
I feel like a real connection to the meat. Like, I just feel like I want to, like, jump right in there.
I'm a little bit weirded out. But what can you do?
So we have the head here today too, which is great. And eventually we could make head cheese with this.
Head to tail eating is basically trying to use as much of the animal as you can, not wasting any of it, as a way of being thrifty, but also as a way of being respectful to the animal that gave its life so you could eat.
Is that the head of the tenderloin there?
Yeah, we call it the butt tender.
You can use like 90% of the pig if you really want to.
Sorry, I've lost my perspective. Is the right side, to your right side, is that the anterior or the posterior?
This is the back end.
It's interesting. I could see myself doing that.
If you guys ever go out and eat ribs somewhere and you have this sort of like chewiness and sort of fibrous thing stuck in your teeth, it's because the ribs weren't cleaned properly.
Watching him, I just, all of a sudden, like, I had this feeling like, oh my God, I really want to know how to do this.
You should always take this membrane off, and if one of you wants to do this, you certainly can.
Like, something kind of like just turned on inside me. Can I pull this off?
Yeah, you sure can.
I wanted to be him. Like, I want to know how to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Makes sense?
I'd have to say Joyce enjoyed it the most.
I think I could be a butcher. I don't want to be a butcher.
It's just right in there.
It's too specific.
It's mind-blowing.
That's not how I work. It's not me.
I mean, like, I think I want to be a butcher.
I love it all. I love every little bit of it. I love how food feels. I love how one thing is different from another. I love the smell of it. I love how the smell of something changes as it cooks. I love how a pan with caramelizing onion looks beside a window with sunshine coming in. You know, it's like that kind of thing. There isn't one thing that I love. That's probably why I'll never be able to specialize in anything, and I just, you know, I'm like a kid chasing butterflies.
Do you know any female butchers?
I don't know any female butchers, but I'd like to hire one, to be honest.
Once he said he was looking for an apprentice and he'd love to see more women in the field, I was like, wow, okay.
I think she definitely would like this a lot better than being in the kitchen.
Maybe that's not all I'm gonna do, but it's for sure gonna be a big part of the next step for me.
It's a little more methodical, a little less stressful.
Yes. Brian, thanks so much for doing this. It's been lovely to see you again.
I realize you're busy, but to come down here and show us this is of great value to all of us. So, yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Andrew's a puzzle. He's a wonderful puzzle.
It's interesting being back. I'm really not keen to, you know, get back into those 14, 15-hour days.
Andrew is very smart.
I still can't, you know, julienne vegetables to make them exactly 1/4 inch all around. I can't. Mine are 3/8 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch. They're all over the place, all right? I'm never gonna have that perfect little cube of a carrot.
Andrew's definitely a good guy with the words.
One thing I do know how to do is spend a late night out and be ready the next day.
He's just Andrew.
He loves being the center of attention.
Thankfully, I've been blessed with a good liver, so the parting doesn't seem to bother me so much.
Sometimes he can be a real jerk.
When it comes to tequila, no salt, no fruit. Ready?
Boys are like 4-year-olds, like their whole life.
We're both drinking. Any questions are excusable. What do you think about all the weight that Kelsey's put on?
I haven't noticed.
I've heard a lot of the guys say some really mean things when she's not around.
Come on, you've known she's become a tubby.
Fuck you, prick.
I actually haven't.
Everyone except for Ben and Dave and Mike.
Do you think Allison's put on weight since chef school?
I wonder what they're saying behind my back.
I don't know, maybe if I felt her up, I could tell you, but I haven't, so cheers.
Assholes.
So Dave, what about you? Have you put on weight?
Living in Stratford is like living in a fishbowl.
I have lost 10 pounds since I started chef school, and that is fucking disgusting.
Well, you know what? Your 10 pounds have gone to me. I've put on 10 pounds since chef school, but I mean, for a boy, the nice thing is you can get away with it. I feel sorry for the girls who are eating all these rich.
I don't give a damn. I've eaten 10 pounds of fucking rice pudding, and I've still lost 10 pounds.
Everybody knows what your business is, as private as it might be.
What about Joyce?
I like working with Joyce because she's very polite. You know, like whether, you know, when I'm working with her, she's like, "May I cut this, please?" It's like, go ahead, dice away.
All right, you gave the PC answer. My opinion of Joyce is that she reminds me a lot of those pre-med students that I saw in science, the ones who were always concerned with getting the best mark, doing things properly, by the book.
You know, to be honest, that's the way I see you.
You know what? Joyce is interested in deflecting blame. I'm interested in improving. I go to chef and I say, you know what? Criticize me, rake me over the fucking coals. I don't care. I want to know what you think. Joyce says, I don't want to be blamed for this. Here's the guy who did it.
To be fair, for the most part, Joyce isn't to blame. Joyce has a good sense of seasoning. Joyce has a good sense of doneness. Joyce does very well in class. And if something's not her fault, she has no problem standing up for herself and saying, this is not my fault. This is Andrew's fault.
That's why she'll never be a good executive chef.
I
because
disagree.
An executive chef takes the blame for everything. And Joyce doesn't seem to understand that when something that she's in charge of fails, it's her fault, regardless of who did it. When she was in charge, it's her fucking fault.
Welcome to the cutthroat world of the kitchen.
My parents live in town here, and this week my mom had to go to Emerge, and they didn't quite know what was wrong with her, so they're doing tests and stuff. She's in a lot of pain, always, and like there's like shortness of breath, and it's like really alarming stuff. And there just doesn't seem to be any like anything good. Like it couldn't be anything but cancer. It's like there's school, which I still have to deal with, so I feel like I'm being pulled in like a million different directions. And I want to be there for my mother, but I mean, she's like, oh, I'm fine, just do your homework. You know what I mean? And I mean, like with this schedule, if you don't do your homework every night, if you don't get all your assignments in, like you're just gonna screw yourself. So we're just waiting now. And she keeps getting worse every day.
So I'd like to welcome you back from your Christmas break. So did everybody have a good holiday?
Yes, chef. Like any mother, she wants me to do well, get the highest mark in the class.
So we're looking to see an improvement in all areas of your work.
Be the prettiest girl in the class.
Okay, so moving on to the cooking method. This week's method is
baking.
Baking is the technique of cooking in an oven
By dry heat applied evenly throughout the oven.
The dry heat of baking changes the structure of starches in the food,
And causes its outer surfaces to brown.
giving it an attractive appearance and taste.
Allison and I are doing the tourtière today. And tourtière is a traditional Quebecois dish. It is very rustic. You know, you have your flaky crust, very, very savory sort of stew-like pork filling.
I'm wondering if this tourtière will taste as good as my mother's.
We're making quiche Lorraine today, Richard and I. And the quiche has eggs and cream and bacon and cheese, and with custard, pies, it's kind of tricky to make sure the crust isn't soggy from all the moisture.
Should we cook? What could happen?
What could go wrong?
Possibly go wrong?
So I'm going to show you how to line a shell for tortilla and quiche. When you roll it out, make sure you have lots of flour on it, and make sure every time you roll it, you give it a turn.
I'm not thrilled with doing this dish, and this is not something that I would ever make in a restaurant, ever. No matter what you do with it, it's still a tortilla.
It's so beautiful to look at that, like, it's worth that time and effort.
Okay? All right, then.
You know, from day one, since I started this thing, there's never been a single day where I wish that I was somewhere else. But today, I wish I was making something different, but I'm still learning something.
Make it sexy.
You want it sexy? So what would make this sexy, Allison?
Perfection.
Perfection? I mean, one day I'm going to be working in a restaurant where the chef is going to make me make the same recipe again and again for 3 months, 4 months at a time, and I'm going to have to learn to deal with it, whether I like it or not.
I don't think I'm ever really going to be able to be myself in the kitchen, and I hate that because how can you not be you? You know what I mean?
With Joyce, what bugs me is her lack of confidence in going ahead with the decisions that she wants to make.
Richard, so I feel like today we're not really communicating very well. I don't feel like Richard respects women in the kitchen. So if we're gonna work together, I think we should communicate more.
The problem with Joyce is she's the type of person who immediately thinks that when something isn't going well in a partnership in the kitchen, it's because she's a woman.
No offense to you or nothing. I just lately, I love working alone.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not gonna get into an argument with Joyce. I'm not gonna get into anything heated with her.
And it's just I kind of got used to that.
That's too bad because you're not gonna be working alone. Hey, Ben.
Nice. Very nice.
The things you might want to look for is that there should be an even crust on the bottom and top sides. It's good quiche.
I'll just dump it over then and let it marinate? Sure. Okay. We had some extra pork from the butchering lesson, so we braised some. We ended up making pulled pork, served that up with barbecue sauce, and had everybody over for the pork and a few beers.
Joyce? She's always in her room.
That is fucking awesome.
I think we should say a little thank you for the pig.
Cheers. Cheers.
I don't want to interrupt, like I don't want to pressure her into telling me something that she doesn't want to. She wants to be left alone, that kind of thing.
I'm thinking she's pretty upset about her mom.
I'm scared for her. And I know that she can't talk about it with us because, like, I just want to scare us. But I know she's scared. She's like, I think she's like so alone. She doesn't have anyone to talk to. I mean, like, we're all just like, oh, you know, it's okay. You'll be fine. But, like, how can you not be scared shitless?
Hi-oh. Where it was in the water?
I know her mom. I don't know if they've figured out what kind of cancer it is or what the precautions are going to take.
I don't know. All she's done her whole life is just work. Work her ass off.
It sucks for her, the poor thing. So we're doing our best to just help her out when we can.
I don't know. It just feels like being in chef school is just like the fucking most selfish thing I've ever done now. Because I can't be there you know?
So, today's class will be stewing.
I hated stew when I was a little girl.
My mother makes a mean fucking stew.
It was kind of like, oh, stew again? Fuck.
The sound and smell of browning meat, like it's primal.
Stop screwing around.
Who do you think you are?
Stop fucking around.
That's not helping anyone.
Stop being the fucking clown of the class.
That's just being a jackass.
There's been a change.